Hey y'all, this is Bewindi Bob just stopping by to share some amazing news with you. If you've been listening to the podcast, then you may already know, but let me just let you know this today. I am now a published author. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lord. I'm so thankful, so excited to share these resources with you. My first release is the book entitled Empowerment for You, Encouragement for Your Emotional and Spiritual Wellness. Listen, this book is filled with information, insight, inspiration, and specific tips and practical strategies for your emotional and spiritual wellness journey. If you have not gotten this book, I encourage you to purchase one for you. Purchase also, give one as a gift to another sister of yours or to someone else. It is available on Amazon, and I definitely want to hear how this book is blessing your life and adding value to you. My second release, most recent release as of November 2021, is a workbook. Oh my gosh, y'all. It is called the Empowered to Empower You Reflection Workbook. I'm so excited about this workbook. And I know that for those of you who enjoy engaging in self-awareness activities and you love engaging in journaling and reflection, you will enjoy this workbook. It's actually based on the podcast specific episodes where I had dynamic guests. So this workbook is for you too. Both of those resources are available on Amazon. If you have any questions, you let me know and I will be able to answer them for you. Also, will you do me a favor? If any of the episodes has added value to your life, has transformed some things for you, or have just provided you encouragement, will you provide a rating and a review of the podcast or send me a message? I would love to hear from you. I want to hear how the podcast is really enriching your life, and I want to hear how things have changed for you, or you maybe how a specific episode has encouraged you. So I would love to hear from you. Send me a message, complete a rating or review. If you don't know how to do that, just send me a message. Let me know. You can do that by emailing me at bewindi.bob@outlook.com or info@bewindi.com. You can also send me a message on empowered, the number 2 serve on IG. I look forward to hearing from you, and I want you to enjoy the rest of the show. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Empower You podcast with your lovely host, Miss Bewindi Bob. I'm so glad to have you here today, and I hope that you're having an amazing week. Depending on where you are in the world, it may be cold, it may be hot, it may be warm if you're listening from the Caribbean. But listen, you are all welcome. I hope that you're doing well and that you are safe and healthy as well. If you have not been listening to this podcast, I want to welcome you lovingly with open arms. Empower to Empower You podcast is about all things Jesus Christ, mental health, anything to help you become the best version of yourselves, all things wellness, just anything, right? To help you be better and help you grow and help you thrive. I'm all about that life. Previously recorded episode was episode 102, What I Need to Know About Suicide, with Dr. Audrey Elion. Such a great conversation, such a relevant topic for a time like today. I want to welcome you to episode number 103. And y'all, I am excited. I need you to grab your notebooks, grab your coffee or your tea. And I want you to grab a cozy corner because you are in for a lovely treat. I have the honor of having an amazing dynamic conversation with Dr. Kerriel Lyles. I'll share with you how I met Dr. Lyles in a little bit, but I want to tell you just a little bit about her as we talk about empowering students and young adults. Empowering students and young adults. If you don't know, the word empower is one of my most favorite words, in addition to perspective, and I have a whole bunch of other words. But Dr. Kerriel Lyles is originally from Natchez, Mississippi. She received her Bachelor of Science in Psychology with a minor in Community Health Science from the University of Southern Mississippi. She received her Master of Arts in Mental Health Counseling from the Counseling Agassi University in Nashville. I may be saying this wrong because of my accent, but y'all just bear with me. A couple years later, she joined the military with the United States Marine Corps, and she is a proud veteran. We really thank her for her service. Recently, she received a doctorate in philosophy in general psychology with an emphasis in cognition and instruction. She is so grateful, y'all. She is so humble when you hear her talk. She is very passionate. She exudes passion and energy and eagerness about what she does. She loves psychology. She loves working towards helping and understanding the overall well-being. She has been in the field of psychology since 2006. She strives to provide others with the necessary skills to succeed that exemplifies intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. She has amazing leadership skills that are enhanced through supervision or supervising, training, counseling, and teaching others within a multicultural environment. She has dedicated her career to helping others, such as the homeless, women and children, the emotional, children with emotional and behavioral needs, as well as their families. And she also leads and teaches children and young adults in psychology. She loves to serve her community. This has always been her mission, even in addition to being a Marine Corps veteran. She's also a life coach. She utilizes her education experiences to help others go through the process of life and create a better version of themselves. She lets them know not to settle, no matter what life throws at people, at us, right? And she really helps people to know, hey, you are not meant to go through life alone, because Dr. K Motivates is here for you. And so that is her brand name, Dr. K Motivates. And so I want to welcome Dr. Kerriel Lyles to this podcast. Welcome, Kerriel.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be a guest on your podcast.
Yes. Well, let's steal the cat out of the bag. Is that how you say it? Let's share a little bit about how we met. Where did we meet each other?
Well, we worked for an organization together, Youth Villages,
Youth
working with
villages.
trouble.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes. That's where we work together, working with troubled teens and youth, overcoming emotional behavior problems.
Mhm.
So that was 2010 that we have met, and you were such an amazing friend, supervisor, and mentor to me, and I'm still thankful that you're still present in my life today.
I am so thankful. I'm so thankful. When I met you, Kerriel has the same, like, very, very warm, very humble, very eager, very hungry for knowledge. Even when we were at you villages, you were just hungry. I want to know this. I want to do a good job. Am I doing anything wrong? Tell me feedback. She was one of those that was like, give me feedback because I want to do a good job. Like, and you've had that same spirit and attitude since 2010. That is amazing. I'm so honored to have you here today. So,
Thank you.
yes. So, tell us a little bit about, we're talking about empowering students and young adults. We know that that is a population that really needs a lot of guidance because a lot of them, as you know, are going through this world like, what in the world is going on? What am I supposed to do? I don't have the tools. A lot of them have, I don't want to go too far ahead of myself, but a lot of them have not had any good examples of leadership in their lives. Unfortunately, a lot of them are parents, even at a young age, or just don't have any mentorship. And so one of the things that you offer, you fill in the gap of mentorship for these students and young adults, and really focus on empowering them. So tell us a little bit more about, how did you get into this field? Why are you so passionate about young adults and students?
So yes, I've been again in my field, psychology field, since 2006. I was a young one myself. I was 19 when I got in the field. And so I'm not gonna go in and tell my age and all, but I was definitely a young one when I got in, but it have always been on my heart. Psychology has always been on my heart as a child in high school, a teen in high school. And see, the thing about it is, when you are in high school, you have counselors and sometimes you have teachers that have positive impacted you, to make sure you graduate, to make sure you get the things you need to graduate high school. And so then I went on into college and got into my field and things of that sort. And I had such an amazing supervisor at that time as well. Right before I joined the organization Youth Villages, I was working for an outpatient program there where I went to college in Southern Mississippi. And I was very hungry and passionate. Again, I was 19 when I got in the field. And so I'm always, if you're not learning, you're not living. And so I'm always trying to learn to better myself. And that program was working with homeless women and children. And so I was the youngest staff on the team, and I worked on the night shift because I went to school during the day. And as I was getting ready to graduate, I knew I wanted more. And my supervisor, she pulled me to the side. She said, "You're so hungry and you have so much to give." She said, "But your passion and where you need to go is with kids, with teenagers. Teenagers need you. You are the person that they need." And I took that. I listen to my people. I listen to when people tell me something, I take that and I run with it. I do my homework, I do my research, and I pray about it. Because let me tell you something, I do not make a decision without having God in it. And if God ain't in it, I am not with it. That's just who I am. And so I prayed about it and started having different interviews and got with Youth Villages in 2008. And I started working with teens. When you work with teens, a lot of people say, "Ooh, you must have a lot of patience to work with teenagers, those young adults." That I just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to think about it. If we don't do it, who will do it?
Absolutely.
If we don't do it, who's gonna guide them? If we don't do it, how they gonna get the help that they need to be successful? If we don't do it, somebody gotta do it.
Yeah.
And I say, you know what, God, I pick up the baton, I'll do it because I know how it feels to feel like I don't have no guidance. I know how it feels to feel like, dang, I graduate high school now, I just gotta figure things out on my own now. Going to college, they say, okay, go to college and that's it. They don't say nothing else. They don't say, how to get through things and how to make it through life. You don't get that. Once you graduate high school, you don't have those counselors anymore. You don't have that specific teacher that's like, how you doing? Got your grade? You don't have that. Once you graduate high school, it's figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you'll be all right. Oh, just go and figure it out. You're an adult now. That's not fair. That's too much pressure. They're still kids, and so now I am a psychology teacher. I am a professor at a community college, and I not only do that, but I teach at the actual high school. So I do the dual enrollment at the high schools, and I love it. I have been teaching almost 5 years. And when I tell you I love it, that's one thing about psychology. Psychology, it don't limit to you to, oh, you just got to do counseling and oh, you just have to. No, psychology is so broad. You find where you're supposed to be throughout your field. And teaching, oh my goodness. When I found teaching, I said, God, this is where I was supposed to be. But my experiences, however, prepared me to be the teacher. So when I'm teaching my students these college courses, the good thing about it is, yes, I'm teaching them at their high school, but when they walk in my classroom, they are a college student. They are an adult. They are not a high school student inside of my classroom because it is a college course. So what does that mean? I have academic freedom. I have freedom to talk to them and prepare them for what's going on in the world, to prepare them for college or whatever after high school. I have that luxury. That is amazing because all teachers don't have that. Regular high school teachers don't have that. And these high school students, they are eager to learn. They are eager to be successful because that's the world we living in. But guess what? All of them don't have a good relationship with their parents. All of them don't have leaders and mentors and people there to guide them and help them along the way. Most of the time, what you hear, hurry up and graduate high school so you can get out my house, or hurry up so you can do this and do that. But they still need help.
Yeah.
So where did Dr. K motivates come from? I do so much in the classroom. I mentor my students. We don't just come in and have let me just go over chapter 1 today. No, we have live, real discussions. When I tell you some of my students do not want to leave the class and say, oh, in the classroom, I'm Dr. Lyles. Outside the classroom, I am Dr. K. But in the class, they like, Dr. Lyles, can we stay a little longer? Are we going to talk about this same topic tomorrow? They are eager to be successful. And I wanted to bring that out the classroom. I want to not just have this and help my students in the class. It's more students like this that need this outside the classroom. You
Yeah.
know, so I talk to counselors, and I get with even my previous counselor from my high school in Natchez, Mississippi. I reached out to her and I said, hey, this is what I got going on. I'm gonna send you some flyers. I'm gonna send you some business cards. Your graduating seniors, give them my information. I want to give back to my community. Give them my information so I can help them. Not stepping on the toes of the counselors at the schools. No, I want to help them after that process to let you know you don't have to do life alone. Hey, you ain't got to figure this out on your own. It's not meant for you to do that. But no, you might not want to talk to your parents about it. You might not have somebody that you look up to and they be like, and they can understand what you're going through and what you need. But I am here for you guys. Know that it's always somebody there. God has provided resources for you guys. Just take advantage of them. And so that's why I love it, because somebody got to do it. And hey, I am here to do it.
Oh my God, honey, there is smoke coming out of this Zoom right now. I know the audience cannot see our faces, but my cheeks hurt. I'm smiling so hard. I've been smiling the whole time. I love it. I love your passion. There's a couple of things I heard you say. If you're not learning, you're not living. That is such a dynamic and profound and simple statement, because we do need to stay in the position of learning. We do need to stay in the position and maintain our position as students all the time. There is always something to learn, and we never stop learning. And if we get in the position of, I know everything, then we close ourselves from the opportunity of growth and thriving and flourishing. And we could even learn from our students. We could even learn from our young adults. We're not too good or too old or too mature to not even learn from them, because they're, even our kids, even babies, right? Children are always teaching us. And I also love the fact that I heard you say that you listen to the people that were giving you direction and giving you the Bible says, in the multitude of counselors there is safety, right? Like, so the fact that you listen to those advisors, you listen to those supervisors, and you didn't just take it and run with it, but you did your own research. Does this apply to me? Does this line up with God's purpose for my life? I love that you said that you incorporate faith and prayer and faith in Christ and prayer about, God, should I do this, right? Is this what you want me to do? Because there's a lot of things that we can do, but it may not necessarily be the plan of God for our lives. And so it sounds like you are working. I can tell when somebody is just flourishing because they're working purposefully, right? Not just do they have a passion, but this is not just your passion, but you're functioning and leading in your purpose. So you went a little bit into this in terms, I was about to ask you, what are some of the struggles that young adults that you've seen, young adults while working with them? You went a little bit into that, which I love. You talked about some of them don't have any clarity or specific direction, or don't even have a GPS. As you said, people are just telling them, go to college, get a good grade, get a good job, retire. But it's like there's a whole bunch of fill in the blanks that they don't have previous knowledge to. And so especially, there are some young adults, I'm sure you've noticed, who have so many risk factors around them. They were born in, they were surrounded by trauma. They themselves experienced trauma. They don't have secure or loving adults in their homes, or there's nobody else before them that have even gone to college, or college may not be for everybody, right? And so they're trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do if I don't want to go to college? So we'll talk about some of the challenges that you've noticed, and how you've helped to, without going into all of your motivation program, because we'll talk about that at the end, But what are some of the things that you've noticed and how you've assisted them?
Well, that's an amazing question. Like again, in the classroom, I
Mm-hmm.
talk about so much. And one thing, and when you walk into my classroom, first on the first day, we go over the syllabus and expectations of the class. And we also talk about being respectful, not being rude, and things of that sort. But not only that, we say, hey, before you walk into this classroom, check yourself. That means don't bring no rudeness, no disrespect, none of that negative vibes or anything into the classroom. Why do I say that? Because when you bring that inside the classroom, and in regards to psychology, you're here to understand you and others and have a positive aspect and a positive mind to receive. But if you bring it in the negative, then you can't receive it, right? So we talk about all that. And in my classroom, it's open. You are open. You are able to be vulnerable. You are able to be yourself. I let my students know. I said, hey, in here, we're going to keep it real. So that fakeness that you put on social media, don't bring it into Dr. Lyles' classroom. And they laugh about it because I talk to my students because they are adults in my class. So we talk on the same levels so they can understand me. I'm not talking at them. We have a discussion. We have dialogue with one another. And they love that I'm able to talk a language that they understand. So we talk
Yeah.
about anxiety, we talk about stressors, we talk about, okay, being able to identify all those things, then saying, okay, now since you have identified that and recognize some of your anxiety and you struggle with depression and you have stressors and things of that sort, now what we're going to do about it? And I provide them with the resources and things of that sort. So by the time the semester is, they are able to say, you know what, Dr. Lyles, I struggled with anxiety in the beginning of this course, but now I know how to overcome my anxiety. Now I know how to calm down and use a journal to write down my things that's going on. And like that what makes me proud as a teacher, that they was able to utilize the things that we talked about throughout this course that they struggle with, and they are using it for themselves to be successful. See, but another thing that I talk to them about is that who are you doing this for? What's your why? You can't do this. And when you're taking college courses, you can't do this for your mama. You can't do this for your dad. You can't do this for your family. You got to do this for you because guess what? You the one taking the test. You the one got to be present. You the one got to go to work and do all that. You the one get the check, right? Not mommy and daddy. So you have to understand your why. Then when you understand your why, say, okay, now in my why, am I doing this because I just want to make sure I get a good job and I make a lot of money? But is that gonna make you happy? Is money? Does money make us happy? No, money don't make us happy. Now, do we need money to pay bills and things like that? So yes, we want to make sure we live a realistic lifestyle. But you want to make sure your why and you understand what you want to do is that you're doing it in purpose and you're passionate about it. And yes, and it's going to pay your bills and you can live comfortably. But your family, your situations, they can't tell you your why. You have to understand your why. And yes, we all have struggles. Yes, but we have to make sure that we identify why do I want to take this course? Why do I want to do? And if it's not even going to college afterwards, why do you want to do what you want to do? So in order you can stay focused on the goal that's before you.
That's good. That's good. I heard a couple of things that I really, really love. I love that you meet them where they are. It's so important that when we're talking to students and young adults, that we meet them where they are. We can't use a lot of that lingo and language that's high above their development. They're not going to hear us, right? I love that. And I also love that you dialogue with them. And I love that, but it also makes me sad about these young adults and students. I'm sure that you've noticed that a lot of people don't talk to them, right? They don't have a lot of experiences of people just saying, hey, Let's chat. What's going on in your day? How are you doing? How are you going dealing with this? What's helping you? What do you need? Or what struggles? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts about this? Like what they hear most of the time is, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? Where you going? Who are you
Yes.
talking to? Why are you on the phone? All this. It's always a fussing and a and talking at versus talking with, right? There's such a big difference. So I love that you it sounds like you create an atmosphere in the classroom where they are learning how to be safe, how to be vulnerable, how to be
Yes.
transparent. And this is in a college classroom,
On a high school campus.
on a high school campus. That's
College class.
amazing. A
Yes.
college classroom on a
Mhm.
high school campus. That sounds very unique.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome.
And I mean, it's actually amazing that, college is provided in the high schools now. So these students can get
Mhm.
to experience a little bit of the college courses to prepare them for when they go to the university or to college. And say, for instance, one thing that I like about it is that I have had students who graduate with their associates and a high school diploma at the same time. So now if they want to go to college for the 2 years and get their bachelor's, they can. If they don't, and they like, this all I needed to do, whatever X, Y, and Z, then they got it. So I definitely like that is helping them and preparing them for college and for afterlife after
Yeah.
high school.
I appreciate that you also, this is an age where their brains are still developing when we talk about neuro development, right? So the fact that you're getting them to have conversations about your why and your what and your how, that is profound, because at least it helps to set them up for success, to be able to think about my purpose or think about why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because so many of our students and young adults are living in obligation. They still are at the age where they want to please mom, or they want to please dad, or they want to please grandma, or they want to do something for that parent. Maybe that parent did not get to graduate. And for some of our kids, our young adults and students, sometimes the parents are trying to live life through the kids, and they get really over involved, helicopter parents. They want the parents, they want the kids to engage in experiences because they didn't get to do it. So there's a lot of pressure, and I love that you're helping them to know, hey, that's mama's stuff, that's not your stuff, right? What do you want for your life? And it's not going against what the parents want,
Mhm.
but it's allowing them to be able to have a voice in the classroom with you. That is wonderful. I really, really love that. I was going to ask you some of the topics you talk about in the classroom as well as outside the classroom. And you did mention a couple. I love that you talk about anxiety, you talk about stress, you talk about mental health, just different things that they could be dealing with to create an atmosphere where they can say, me too, or here's how I'm struggling with this, but also here's how I can overcome it while I'm
Right.
in school and while I am working towards pursuing my goals. Are there other things, topics that may come up in the classroom?
Yeah, we'll talk about budgets. We'll talk about the different loans that's offered and their credit. Um, we talk about things that's relevant to them to be. We talk about resumes and practicing interviews and how you're supposed to dress professionally. Um, I let them know when you are presenting, you have to look presentable. So when we do presentations in my class, they have to look like they're going for an interview. You have to be presentable for somebody to take you seriously, and they understand that when you break things down, when you don't
Yeah.
say, well, just do it because I said so. No, when you break it down so they can understand why you want or why they have to do this, they're like, oh, guess what? Dr. Lyles, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And I'm glad that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
That's a conversation. It's
Yeah.
not, oh, because I said so. I'm the teacher. So I say this how you supposed. No, like I want them to make sense to them. I want them to understand. You know, just the other day in the classroom, we was talking about critical thinking. And
Mhm.
critical thinkers are people who ask questions, who don't make assumptions, who do research and figure and find things out on them, who use their brain. But guess what? We realize in this world, everyone is not a critical thinker. Guess what?
Mhm.
A lot of people act and respond off impulse without even using a brain. To be a critical thinker, you got to use your own brain, not your mama brain, not your dad, your own brain. What did you think about it? And and I share also with my students the difference between the way they think and how they feel. We don't want to allow our feelings to overcome how we think in our brain. We want to be like, okay, let me think about this instead of saying, well, I feel this, because your feelings change, but your thinking about a situation usually will stay the same. So when I break things down like that to the students, they get it. But you gotta break it down. As a professor, we have to do the work. As a professional, we have to do. As a leader, if we saying this is our future generation, we have to stop telling them and explain to them so they can understand, so they can be successful. That's how it works. But I tell people all the time, and we used to say it all the time in the military, common sense is not common. Just because you got common sense don't mean that you're using it.
That's right. That's right. You know, do you have any examples of, and this may be putting you on the spot, but do you have any examples of, while maintaining confidentiality for your students, of testimonials of young adults that you've had to work with? Maybe you taught them in the classroom or you mentored them, and they were able to come back to you or call you and say, Dr. Lyles or Dr. K, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful I met you. Do you have any of those anecdotes?
Yes, I have some for my students. Just even at the end of the semester, I never know how the last discussion of the semester is going to go, because they really surprise me, and I don't go for them to be like, oh, I learned this about, thank you. No, I want to know what you actually learned, and just I'd be so surprised of some of the things that they have grown just in 16 weeks that have helped them be a better person, a better version of themselves. But for one of my examples, I have a mentee. She actually, I was her supervisor for youth villages, and she was a young one when she came in working for youth villages. She was 21 when she started, and I am still her mentor to this day.
Wow.
And she still contact me, and she have a question, or she have just anything just going on. She calls me for advice. She calls me to say, I need you to hear me out on this, to help me better understand this. And that just amazes me that she even still want me a part of her life after all this time. And I love that I can have a positive impact on a
Yeah.
person. See, that's what I strive for every day. I'm
Yes.
that type of person. I pray every morning. I say, God, use me the way that you
Yeah.
want me to be for somebody else.
Yes.
I want to. But we all have a choice, because either way, if you want to impact somebody or not, you do impact somebody. So you can either impact that person positively or negatively. That's your choice. But I choose to make sure every day that I'm positively impacting someone.
And
And that's just how I live.
people remember how you make them feel. They remember, they may not remember your name or what you were wearing, or what you said maybe, but they remember how you made them feel. And people want to be around people that make them feel good, in terms of, were kind and were positive to them, the way they spoke to them, that, I love your prayer. One of my prayers that I pray often is, Lord, let my words edify, build up, and encourage. That is a constant thing I pray, that my words will glorify God in the way that I speak to people. So I absolutely love those testimonies. And so I think this is a great segue into taking a moment to talk about your mentoring program with these students and young adults. So tell us a little bit more about that, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so the reason I even started the mentoring program, because again, you know, I wanted to bring what I do inside the classroom outside of the classroom. So in November of last year, I launched my business, Dr. K Motivates, my life coaching and mentoring program. And it's just, I'm amazed that I'm able to even do this. I didn't say last year, 2021, I'm going to launch me a business. That wasn't even in my um mind. It blew my mind when everything just started coming together. And I was just like, oh God, this what you want me to do? This what I'm supposed to be doing? Okay, I'm following you. And so the mentoring program is all about helping graduating seniors to young adults. When I say young adults, to at least age 25, because those are the areas is that, and when I say graduating seniors, these days you can be 17, you can be 16 when you graduate. So I don't want to put a age limit. And it was crazy because I had a student at the end of the semester last year, and I was passing out my business cards and information to my graduating seniors. And my other student said, well, Dr. Lyles, I want your information too. And I said, well, you ain't graduating yet and you ain't 18. She said, well, but I'm graduating early. So, and I said, you know what? As soon as you get ready to graduate, you contact me and I will give you my information. But it had me laughing, that these students like, I'm ready to be mentored too, but again, I'm not here to step on the counselors and the resources that they have at the schools currently. I'm here so when you're done, when you graduate, then what? Then what? What's the next step? What are you supposed to be doing? Yeah, you get your stuff for your dorm during the summertime and make sure you have everything for your dorm and you have your books and your notepads and everything. Then what?
Right.
Then what you gonna do? Who's there to keep you accountable?
Yeah.
Who is because now you're gonna be like, well, I ain't gotta call, I ain't gotta tell my mom and my dad what I'm doing now. I ain't gotta do this. Who's there gonna keep you accountable? Who's there gonna guide you and say, maybe did you think about it? That's way the pros and the cons of the situation. No, as a mentor, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to help you see the bigger picture of situations. I'm just here to give you that guidance and then empower you, encourage you, to motivate you. That's what Dr. K motivated. I'm here to motivate you. But the thing about it is you got to motivate yourself. You got to encourage yourself. And I'm here to help keep you accountable to make some of those decisions. Now, are you going to still make mistakes? Yes, that's a part of life. But the thing about it is, once you make those mistakes, it's all about how you get back up. It's not about how you fall or when you fall, because guess what? It's a part of life. God said you will fall, but when you rise again, you learn from those mistakes. You have that person, Dr. K, man, I just did this and that. Okay, all right. I hate that happened, but now what? Now what we gonna do? How we gonna move forward? That's what you need to be successful. I tell my students all the time, you do not have to go through life by ourselves, but sometimes the world will make you feel like, oh, you figure that out on your own. Or no, don't tell people your business. Don't be having people out in your business. Where that even come from? Why we always have to feel like we gotta be on hush about everything? I gotta struggle by myself. I gotta figure this out. I gotta just figure it. No. And we wonder why people not successful. We wonder why people are struggling when the resources are there. The resources are there. And I'm here to say, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't go through life by yourself. There's no need to. When the resources are there, you reach out and get the help that you need to be, and you don't be ashamed to do that. You should be, you know what? You struggling. I don't want to struggle like you. Let me get me some help. Let me get somebody that's going to help me be accountable and going to guide me and to make sure I'm going to be successful. That should be something you proud to do, because that's something that you want to do to be successful. So that's what my mentoring program is for, to help our young adults. If we say that they are our future, then how are we preparing them? How are we going to make sure they're successful? If we're not helping and guiding them and empowering them, how are we going to, or we just going to, I knew it. I knew they wasn't going to be, we so quick to be negative.
Yeah, and
It's so quick.
we forget about that age. I think we focus on the children, and I'm saying we, not you and I, but as a society, we
Yes.
focus on children, we focus on ACEs, adverse childhood experiences and traumatic experiences and adverse experiences that children have experienced. By the time they get to high school, we may focus on them a little bit, but once they graduate, a lot of times they are forgotten about. Once they leave that high school threshold, and they they are usually forgotten about. And yeah, so that is, I'm just thankful that you're there to fill the gap for
But
sure.
it saddens me and breaks my
It is.
heart
Yeah.
that we forget about
Yeah, it
these
does.
people and they still kids.
They
And
are
yeah, in society, I know they're not kids, but
right.
yes, mentally, they
They are
still
still
are.
there. Absolutely.
Mentally, they not fully developed. Don't you know the mind really don't fully develop until around 25, until around 26?
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
mentally, they are still kids trying to figure things out. But the world said, no, you 18, you 21, you grown. Go figure it out. Go get a job, go do whatever. You go
Mhm.
figure it out. I did it, you do it. That's not
Yeah.
okay. We gotta break those
Absolutely.
cycles.
Yeah.
We have to
Mhm.
stop making these kids figure it out and try to survive.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
no, surviving, we got to take that word out because we should be thriving.
That's
Why?
right.
Because we should be helping one another. We should be
Mhm.
pulling each other up. We should be encouraging one another, motivating one another, empowering one another to be successful and not doing it by ourselves.
Right.
We got each other. But so many people are in competition. So many
Mhm.
people say, nope, you got to do this and I had to do it, you do it. That's not
Mhm.
okay.
It's not.
It's not okay. And so it breaks my heart. And so since God put that on my heart, I said, you know what? But God, I will do it. I
Yeah.
can't do it by myself though. So I'm glad I got somebody like Miss Bewindi to have me on her podcast so I can talk and have other listeners say, you know what? I should be doing this too. I should
Yeah.
help my people. I should do this. You know what? When these kids are graduating, oh, they get this and they get that. Oh, I'm gonna make sure you have this and that. But did you make sure that they have a mentor? Did you make sure that they got somebody that's gonna keep them accountable? Don't you know this will be an amazing graduation present to
Mhm.
make sure and provide them with a mentoring program that's
Yeah.
gonna make sure while they in college
Yeah.
that they graduate college because you have so many children. And I'm not saying, hey, that everybody go to college right after high school, but just think about this. Right now, you have so many kids that's going to college that don't make it past their first semester.
Mm.
You have so many dropouts after the first semester because college wasn't what they thought it was. Their expectations wasn't the same. They didn't have the support they needed to be successful to even make it to the second semester. Why?
Mm.
Because people was focused on, oh, make sure you have this and make sure you have that, but they didn't make sure they had the essentials. They didn't make sure that they had the tools and the resources to make it through that first semester to be successful. Or what about a person that said, okay, all right, I graduated high school and maybe I got my associates because I took some college courses in high school. All right, now I'm gonna go figure this out on my own. And then the family say, I knew something happened
Mm.
and it all didn't fall through.
Mhm.
I knew they wasn't gonna make it. Well, at least they graduated high school. I
Yeah.
well just come. I get you a job over here with me. You come do this. That's
Mm.
not okay.
Not okay.
It's not okay. So
Before
we as people have to do better.
we do. Gosh, this is such a relevant conversation. I don't want us to run out of time, but I do have a few other questions for you. How long is your mentorship program?
There is no deadline expiration on the program. It's
Okay.
on you. When you feel like you're ready to say, hey, Dr. K, I got it. It's
Yeah.
on you. I will
Yeah.
always be, once we start this mentoring program, I am always available to you. It
Yeah.
can be from, hey, we check in so often, once a week to once every 2 weeks to once a month, or once every couple of months, because you get in the groove of everything and you understanding. Hey, but like I said, I have a mentee now that I've been her mentor since she was 21. I don't
Wow.
talk to her all the time. Sometimes probably once or twice out the year, and she gives me an update. If that's is no expiration. Once I become your mentor, I am a part of your life. Because I'm not just here to be your mentor. I want you to consider me as your friend, somebody you can just call and you just need to vent. You just need, I don't have nobody else that I can talk to that would just no judgment, nothing. Just a list. Sometimes we just need a listening ear.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we talk it out, be like, I got the answer. I just figured it out. I just needed somebody to listen to me.
That's good.
I
That's
am
good.
here.
That's good.
But guess what? Everybody don't have that.
Yeah.
Everybody don't have that. So Dr. K Motivates is here for you. Whatever you need me to be as your mentor, I am here for you. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have to want it though. It's not, I had someone recently. She said, "Oh, I really want my son. He's like 20 something. I really want my son to be a part of your mentoring program." And she, have you reached out to you yet? Have you did? No, no. I said, but hold on. Don't force it on him. He has to want it. I know you want it for him because you his mom, but you can't force it on him. He have to feel like he's ready to get that. And that's with anything. You have when you feel somebody forcing on, that make you go against it.
Mm-hmm.
And teenagers know that when your parents make you force, you go against it. But hey, when they step back, you
Mm-hmm.
ease into it anyway because it's all about timing. You
Absolutely.
have to be mentally and emotionally ready for change, mentally, emotionally ready to accept assistance from people.
Mm-hmm.
You,
That's good.
people can't do it for you. We can say, "Oh, I want you to do this, I want you to do that," but you have to want it for yourself.
Absolutely. 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 Teaching them initiative for sure. So there's so much more I want to ask you. This is so good. I'm losing my voice. But there's so much more I want to ask you. So how do it sounds like you have the capacity. Are you working with people only in Texas, or can you be a mentor to somebody who lives in Tennessee or somewhere else?
Yes, I am virtual, so I am not limited to no city, no state, no country. If you need a mentor, I am here for you.
I
So
love
no,
love it.
not I am not on. Yes, I live in the state of Texas, but I am a mentor for all.
I love it. Great, great, great. So let's go into how can people find you? I know your website is www.drkmotivates.com. Um, is that the best way that people can find you? Do you have any social media handles that people can follow you or anything like that?
Yes, yes. So I do have other things that you can contact me on. My IG is at Dr. K Motivates. My Twitter is also at Dr. Kerriel. And I have a LinkedIn account, Dr. Kerriel Lyles. And then I just recently got on TikTok. I'm
Oh my
still
gosh,
figuring that
you,
one
you,
out.
you did that.
Look, I'm still figuring it out. I know that's what some of my young folks are. So I'm trying to, be
Yes.
present. And so that one is also Dr. K Motivates. But again, any one of those that you can reach me on. But the best one will probably be my website because my
Okay.
website gives you all the information, but all those will also send you right to the website, which is www.drkmotivates.com.
Great, great, great. Well, I will definitely put this information in the show notes. I am so honored and excited for you. I'm so proud of you. I am so happy that you get to serve young adults and students. Graduating seniors definitely need to work with somebody like you, would need to work with you for sure, just to help to fill in the gap and to help equip them with the tools that they need so that they can thrive, so that they can flourish and go on to be successful contributors to their societies, right? And just pass on the baton of serving and continuing to build, because great, strong young adults build strong communities. So if we want a strong community, if we want strong generations, if we want strong families, we need strong and equipped and competent and confident children, young adults, and students for sure. So I'm so excited So for people who are listening, if you have graduating seniors, you have young adults, hey, share this podcast episode with them. Let them get in touch with Dr. Kerriel Lyles. Every student can benefit from a mentor. Every student. And I heard you say this, Kerriel, before we end, that you don't want to step on the toes of school counselors or just therapists as a whole. But I want to address that, because you're not stepping on the toes, because there's an old adage, an old statement that says it takes a village to raise a child. I don't think that it's just for a child, right? It takes a village for all of us. We all need community, a healthy community. And so the more having a mentor and a therapist and a counselor in a young person's life, and a parent or not, sometimes if a parent cannot fill the gap, having the more people that you have that are positive, supportive, right, can add to their protective factors. And I don't get me on my soapbox, but there's a difference between a risk factor and a protective factor.
Right.
And a protective factor helps to promote resilience. So the more people that a graduating senior and a young adult has in their lives, that can add to their success, right? So, hey, you're not stepping on anybody's toes. You're adding to the success of these young adults. So I'm so thankful for you that you're walking purposefully and you're moving purposefully, you're coaching purposefully, everything that you're doing in the classroom and outside the classroom. I really, really love that, for sure. Before we go, I know you've shed a lot of gems, but that parent who's listening, those young adults who are listening, we have some 20 something who listen to this podcast, but there are parents listening who have graduating seniors, who know a young adult who's probably struggling, who doesn't have a lot of support in their lives. Is there any final things that I didn't get to ask you that is just burning on your heart and your spirit that you wish to say to that person to share this podcast with them?
You know how sometimes you like, I just don't know what to get them.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I have the slightest idea of what to give this person. They graduating, or they got a birthday and they in college or whatever. They're young. I don't know what to give them. Why not give them something that's going to help them be successful? Why not give them something that's going to last and have a positive impact on their life? Sometimes we focus on money and the material things. Um, but we all know it's 2022 and material things, they come and go. The money, hey, once you spend it, it's gone.
Right.
But when you can bring a mentor in somebody's life that can help them be the better version of themselves, to help encourage them, to help empower them, to help them be successful in this world that got so much going on. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not be able to say, I was able to, I got them that information. I'm so happy. That should bring a smile to your face, that you was able to bring somebody into their lives to make sure and help them be successful.
That's
Why
good.
not?
Why not? Thank you
Letting
so
them know that they don't have to do life alone. Like Miss Bewindi said, it does. It take a village, and it don't stop us when you are a kid or a teenager. No, we all, even as adults, we need a village. We need a community. And I never forget when I
much.
used to be an intercept worker for youth villages. It took every part of, from me being the counselor, and they had different resources, all of us as a team, to make sure that child and family was successful. So
Yeah.
yes, it takes all of us to make sure our young adults are successful, to prepare them for the world that's before them.
Yes. In less than 60 seconds, what is your call to action? You cannot help all these children, or all these young adults and seniors. You can't do it by yourself, right? Just like I can't counsel everybody in the world. What is your call to action to other equipped professionals like yourself?
I would just say this: ask yourself, how are you positive impacting the people that you come in contact with every day, the kids that you come in contact with, just people in general? How are you positive impacting them? Because let me tell you this, it only takes one person to be positive, and it be contagious. All you have to do is be positive and uplifting and smile. I know, we all wearing a mask and things. Ask them, how you doing today? How you feeling? Oh, you look, be concerned, be compassionate. We have in the Bible, it says the spirits, being gentle and being kind and being patient with. If we utilize those things, those simple things that's literally there for us, the world will be a better place. That's all you have to do is be patient. Parents, I know they teenagers and they hormones all over the place and they trying to be grown in this, to be patient. And teachers, I know it's all over the place. Everything, the pandemic have impacted us all. But be patient, be kind, be positive. We gotta remove the negativity because guess what? The world got enough of it. So we have to let our light shine. When we do that, you just don't know how you positive impact somebody's life without even intentionally doing it. I didn't unintentionally do it. Just, oh, I did. Oh, wow, didn't even know that. That's all we have to do as human beings is just be kind.
Absolutely.
Live life with positivity.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Thank you, Kerriel, for your passion, for your heart, for sharing your passion, your purpose and experiences with us. Thank you so much. I could just feel your compassion all the way through this video. Y'all, I wish you can see her face, but I know that this episode will be such a great blessing to you. I charge every one of you who is listening right now or will listen in the future, I charge you to share this with a young adult. I charge you to share this with a parent, share this with your youth ministry, share this with a school counselor, share this with anybody that you know that maybe can impact or allow young adults to hear this message so that they can connect with Dr. Kerriel for mentorship and for assistance. She will be back. Listen, I'm letting you know right now. She will be back for a part two. We have to schedule that because there's some more stuff that is inside of her. There's some more things that she offers. And so I want her to come back. There's no way that we will be able to do all of that in one episode. We already passed our time. So thank you so much for your patience. You may have to listen to this in segments. That's all right. You may be listening to this while you're working out. That's all right too. But I will be back next time with another amazing episode. I thank you for your support. I want to encourage you to please go and love, or I'm sorry, rate the podcast. You heard the announcement about the books that's available on Amazon. If you have any questions, you can contact me. But also, please rate and review the podcast. That helps other people to find it as well. Dr. Kerriel, it was such a pleasure. I want to also thank you for your lovely review. You gave a review on, you sent it, I don't know if you put it on Amazon, but you sent it to me on Instagram, a review on the Empowering for you book. So thank you so much for that. That was really kind of you. So thank you for joining us today. Have an amazing weekend. Y'all have an amazing week on purpose, and I'll be back next time. Bye-bye for now.